The story of the miraculous night journey, a miracle second only to the revelation of the Quran. Al-Isra wal Miraj took place during a time when the Prophet, Saw, was facing intense hardship and pain. The Quraysh, who were his tribe and his family, constantly ridiculed, humiliated, and oppressed the Prophet and his followers. Moreover, the Prophet had just faced the year of sorrow, during which he lost his beloved wife Khadijah and his uncle Abu Talib, who was his protector and ally. In addition to all these burdens, when the Prophet had traveled to Taif to spread the Islamic message, the people of Taif had rejected him in the most cruel way, sending their children into the streets to stone him until he left the city. Having gone through so much grief and suffering, the Prophet Muhammad was given a truly beautiful and comforting gift. He was transported not only to the sacred sanctuary and through the skies, but ultimately into the divine presence, the source of all comfort and hope. When the Prophet was sleeping in the house of Hani in Makkah, he said, "The roof of my house was opened, and angel Jibril descended." The Prophet was then taken to the Hijr, the semicircular wall of the Kaaba, where the Prophet said that Jibril opened my chest and washed it with Zamzam water. Then he brought a golden tray full of wisdom and faith, and having poured its contents into my chest, he closed it. The Prophet continued, "I was then brought a white beast which is called Al-Burak, bigger than a donkey and smaller than a mule. Its stride was as long as the eye could reach. It is narrated by Anas that Burak was saddled and reined, but he shied from the Prophet. So Jibril said to him, 'Is it from Muhammad that you do this? For nobody has ridden you who is more honorable to Allah than him.' Then he started sweating profusely. At several points along the journey, Jibril stopped Burak and told the Prophet, 'Dismount and pray.' The first stop was at the place of emigration, Medina. The second stop was at Mount Sinai, where Allah revealed the Torah to Musa. The third stop was at Bethlehem, where Isa was born. The fourth stop was the grave of Musa. I happened to pass by Musa on the night of my night journey by the red sandhill whilst he was standing praying in his grave. We know that his grave is located a stone's throw away from the holy land of the blessed Masjid al-Aqsa. Finally, the messenger of Allah arrived in the holy city of Jerusalem, and he said, 'When we reached the holy house, another name for the blessed Masjid al-Aqsa, Jibril pointed with his finger, causing a crack in the rock, and he tied the Burak to it, at the western wall of the noble sanctuary.' Waiting inside were all 124,000 prophets. Jibril led the Prophet to the front and held them all in prayer in this blessed space. It is also mentioned that Jibril called the Adhan, call to prayer, before this practice was even established later in Medina, and that the angels from the heavens descended to pray behind all the prophets in this sacred place. When the Prophet completed the prayer, he said, someone said, 'Here is Malik, the keeper of the hell, so convey salams to him.' So I turned to him, but he preceded me in salams.